The 20th century, a period marred by unprecedented technological advancement, was also a century of immense human suffering. Over 100 million lives were lost to the brutality of war, a stark reminder of our capacity for destruction. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, we are haunted by the echoes of these past conflicts. From the battlefields of Europe to the jungles of Southeast Asia, history serves as a solemn warning. Yet we find ourselves grappling with similar tensions, mirroring the very conflicts that ravaged previous generations. Have we not learned from the sacrifices made? Have the lessons etched in blood and loss faded with time? The answer, it seems, is a resounding and tragic yes. Throughout history, the pursuit of power and the failures of diplomacy have been recurring themes, driving nations into the abyss of conflict. The First World War, sparked by a complex web of alliances and fueled by nationalist ambitions, stands as a stark example. Despite the horrors of trench warfare and the millions lost, the seeds of another global conflict were sown in the treaty that ended the war. The Second World War, a conflict even more devastating than its predecessor, erupted from the ashes of unresolved grievances and economic turmoil. The rise of totalitarian regimes, fueled by resentment and a thirst for domination, plunged the world into chaos once more. Despite the creation of the United Nations and the dawn of the atomic age, the cycle of power struggles and diplomatic failures persists. The parallels between past and present conflicts are striking. The rise of nationalism and xenophobia echoes the sentiments that poisoned Europe in the early 20th century. Economic disparities and the widening gap between rich and poor fuel social unrest, mirroring the conditions that led to the rise of extremist ideologies in the past. Civil rights movements, like those witnessed in the United States during the 1960s, highlight the ongoing struggle for equality and justice. The fight against discrimination based on race, religion, or sexual orientation continues, a reminder that the lessons of the past are far from fully realized. The echoes of Martin Luther King Jr.'s calls for equality and the bravery of those who marched for civil rights resonate in the movements for social justice we see today. Section 4, Why We Forget, the Roots of Historical Amnesia. The question of why societies fail to learn from history is complex and multifaceted. Arrogance, the belief that it can't happen here or we are different, blinds us to the warning signs. Ignorance of the past, often a result of inadequate education or a deliberate distortion of history, leaves us vulnerable to repeating the mistakes of our predecessors. Deeper social dynamics, such as the desire for power, the pursuit of wealth at any cost, and the fear of the other, also contribute to our collective amnesia. These forces, often operating beneath the surface, shape our perceptions and influence our actions, leading us down familiar paths of destruction. The allure of short-term gains often overshadows the long-term consequences of our choices. Section 5, A Call to Action, Breaking the Cycle, Shaping the Future. We stand at a crossroads. The path we choose will determine the fate of generations to come. Repeating the mistakes of the past is not an option. We must break the cycle of conflict, learn from the lessons etched in the annals of history, and forge a new path forward. This requires a conscious effort to understand the past, to acknowledge our shared humanity, and to embrace diplomacy and cooperation. Education is paramount. We must equip future generations with the knowledge and critical thinking skills necessary to recognize the warning signs of conflict and to challenge injustice. We must foster empathy and understanding, bridging divides and building bridges of communication. The future of our planet, the very survival of our species, depends on our ability to learn from the past and to shape a future where peace, sustainability, and human dignity are paramount. The time for action is now.